Hi, this is Laura Wilkinson, life transformation coach and holistic practitioner at thewilkinsoneffect.com. And I wanted to offer you a really quick way to check in with yourself and see how balanced that you are. So I'm going to run you through a few quick exercises and we're going to look at your results and go from there. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to grab a pen or pencil and a piece of paper and just get it ready and just put it down in front of you, and then I'll give you instructions in just a second, okay? So I'm going to let you grab that really fast. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to write the numbers 1 through 10 on a list on your piece of paper, and it should look just like this. You don't have to do the lines. I just did that to show you because I don't have lined paper. So make your list from 1 to 10. And what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you make a list of all of the people that you love and care about and are really important in your life. So go ahead and take a couple of minutes to write down all of the names of all 10 people. We're just going to do 10. If you have more, that's fine, but we just want to start with 10. So go ahead and do that. Okay. Hopefully you're done by now. So the next thing that I'm going to ask you to do is answer a couple of questions. The first question is, how far down on the list did you write your own name? So that was a little bit of a test that you might not have seen coming, but how far down on the list are you? Or did you even make your list? Go ahead and look at your list and look at all the names of the people that you wrote down that you have love and affection for and are really important people in your life. And I want you to just notice where your name is on the list. And if you didn't make it on your own list, I want you to just take a second to think about maybe different reasons that you might have for not have putting your name on the list. Maybe it didn't occur to you that you should have been on the list because you definitely should be on the list. And sometimes that's just because you're, always thinking of other people, and that's a really great thing. But it's also shows that you probably have like the caregiver type of personality, like the mom or the practitioner or the nurse or the maybe you work like at a spa or a massage therapist. Different kinds of roles like that are often the caregiver type personalities, and you're always putting other people first. So this is like a lot of the people pleasing type of people. And a lot of times those kinds of people don't write their own names, and that's just because they care so much about everyone else that they're constantly giving. But the reflection on that is also that you're not prioritizing yourself enough. And when you're not prioritizing yourself enough, you're not giving yourself that attention, that focus, or that energy of helping you build up your own life, because you're just giving your energy away to all these people, and that causes a lot of burnout in your own life, and that can show up in your health, that can show up in your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, even your spiritual health, if you're not taking the time to do those kinds of things for yourself. So the next thing that I'm going to have you do is just really quickly, you don't have to write this down at all, but I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being like, 5 being like, okay, and 10 being, I really love it. And I want you to rate yourself on how much you're enjoying your life right now. How do you feel about your life right now? Is it like, I'm kind of just here? Is it, it's okay, I wouldn't say it's really good or bad, it just kind of is what it is right now? Or do you feel like a 9 to 10 where you're really loving your life, you've built a really great life for yourself, and you're really enjoying the things that you're doing, the atmosphere that you're in, the job that you have, everything's feeling really good in your relationships. This is just an overall picture. So just take a moment for yourself and rate that number, and just if you want to go ahead and put it in the comments. Okay. How are you feeling about this exercise? Okay. Okay, and now for the third exercise, I'm going to ask you to turn over your paper and draw a line across your paper. I'll show you in just a second. Put a dot in the center and mark your lines at the end. Should look just like that. Super easy. Okay, and so on one side, on the far side, you're going to have the word selfish. And on the other end, on the beginning, you're going to write selfless. So it looks like this. Sorry about my handwriting. So on one end, you've got selfless, and on the other end, you've got selfish, and then dot right in the middle. And I want you to just mark on there, on the line. You can put like another little tally mark or a dot or whatever. Just make it obvious where you're marking it, on where you think that you are on the scale of between selfless and selfish. Where would you rate yourself? Okay, so just take a second to mark that. And just notice what that is for yourself. A lot of people think that they're right in the middle. A lot of caregiver people, this way, it's all backwards on my camera. A lot of caregiver type of personalities think that they're right in the middle. They feel like they're not too selfish, but they give enough to other people. And in truth, they're actually closer to being over here. They're more selfless and kind of deprioritize themselves because they're always working on other people. And when you have that kind of imbalance in your life, you're not going to be creating things for yourself. You're going to be creating things more for other people and running out of your own steam. So the purpose of these exercises was to really help you have some self-awareness in how balanced that you are in your life, how big of a priority that you're making yourself, showing up for your own self, showing up for the creator of your own life. And if you're not moving towards balance, then you're moving towards burnout. And that's just the way that it goes. If you're not moving towards balance, you're moving towards burnout. And it's, like I said, it shows up in all kinds of different ways. It shows up in wearing down your health physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because you're taking that energy and you're giving it to somewhere else. And what I really want to help you do is bring more balance into your life and bring more ease into your life. There are ways that you can be focusing your energy so that you're not having to use so much of your time and effort into moving things forward for yourself. There are ways to work through it more effectively, to where maybe you're just delegating something differently. Maybe you're deciding to take a different approach. Maybe you're just putting actual focused energy into something, because so often you're just running on that automatic. You're running on that level of subconsciousness where it's like you're in the car and you're kind of just zoning out, and you're just driving along, and it's like, oh, how did I get here? I don't even remember getting here. And you're just on autopilot and you're just doing it. And if you really want to have a life that you love, you really need to learn how to put that focused energy, learning how to shift perspective, and learning how to nurture yourself in a way that grows you towards your goals. So if that's something that you feel like that you need help with, and if looking at this information that you just did for yourself, you feel like, if this were a test, what kind of grade would you give yourself? And if your answer is a C or below, I really want to encourage you to sign up for this workshop, and let me help you start getting that to be more life balance. Let me help you start gaining more self-confidence, teaching you how to focus your energy, teaching you how to gain a different perspective, because sometimes the answers aren't so obvious just because you're used to a certain way of thinking. But I have a lot of tools and I have a lot of techniques that I can help you expand those so that you have more options, so that you can realize that there are other ways of doing things that maybe you weren't taught. So I'm ready to teach you those kinds of things. If you're wanting to sign up, I'm hosting the workshop at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday, and it's going to be held online. I'll put the sign up in the link, and if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free always to message me, okay? I'm pretty good at getting back to my messages as efficiently as I can. I do have my little girl that I help take care of during the day, so it might be like an hour or so for me to get back to you, or depending on how many people message me, it just takes time, but I will get back to you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I hope to see you there. Thank you. Bye.